Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Melanie Peffer. I am the author of Biology Everywhere, How the Science of Life Matters to Everyday Life, and also the author of On the River, which is part of the Biology Adventurers series. It's a spinoff of Biology Everywhere. So my residency project came about because of Biology Everywhere. And so I wrote Biology Everywhere because of my observation of how many people just don't like science. They have these bad classroom experiences. They seek out the cultural stereotypes in society, and it just really turns them off. And the problem is that we all have to engage with science. It's not something that's optional. And so what I've been trying to do with Biology Everywhere for the last couple of years is to find a way to create what I call safe gateways to curiosity. So a lot of people, they won't seek out science activities or science festivals, or if they're at a big festival and there's a science table set up, they'll usually skip it because they have these negative associations with biology or with other branches of science. And so I'm trying to get people to re-engage through helping them see biology as part of their daily lives. So this relatable thing instead of this scary thing. Okay, so one of the problems I've run into over the last couple of years that forms the foundation of the project that I worked on during my residency is accessibility to Biology Everywhere content. So I'm trying to reach a population of people who does not want to be reached. And so I've been trying to brainstorm ways to increase that accessibility. So that was my goal, was to create new avenues for impact, a way to have this Biology Everywhere movement, as Vanuel likes to say. And so the two ways that I wanted to focus on doing that is make it easier for teachers to obtain teaching materials related to Biology Everywhere, information on how I teach with this Biology Everywhere philosophy or mindset. And I also want to make it easier for the general public to find my content and be able to engage with my content. I've been doing that predominantly on social media. The problem is with social media algorithms is that a lot of my content gets buried. So I needed a better solution. So the solution that I've proposed is building a new centralized website. To that end, I'll talk about the website more in a minute, and I've also continued to do outreach into the community. So during the residency period, one thing that I did to outreach and help spread the Biology Everywhere message was that I gave a webinar, an invited webinar to the American Chemical Society's 2-year chemistry consortium webinar. So that was all professors who teach chemistry at 2-year colleges. And so although it's Biology Everywhere, I spent a lot of that seminar talking about how these principles apply to chemistry. And we had a great discussion afterwards, thinking about how to make general chemistry more accessible for people as well. Another thing that I did was that I went out to the local STEM Academy. It's a K-8 school for their career day. And this was just truly an incredible experience, and one that was very eye-opening, especially when I think about the Biology Everywhere project and why to persist in it. So, for example, they had several people come in, and we were all sitting up front for the assembly at the school, just kind of looking around and realizing that I was the only woman there presenting, and that I was glad that these kids could get a chance to see someone who was not a white man talking about their science career. And one of the most rewarding parts of that day was I had a chance to go visit some of the kids in the classrooms afterwards and let them ask questions. And this little girl, she was a kindergartner, she raises her hand, and instead of asking me a question, she says, I've dreamed of meeting a scientist my whole life. And now that I have, and I'm so happy now. And it just really meant the world to me. And so as part of Career Day, not only did I talk a little bit about my career, but I also worked with the teachers and with their STEM coordinator to design Biology Everywhere themed lesson plans. And so those lesson plans that I worked on, so like the little kids practice writing their own science stories, so they could be an author like me, and then the older kids had to come up with their own examples of where they saw biology as part of their own lives. And so those lesson plans, along with some others that I've developed over the years that have kind of, again, just been buried on social media, are going to be one of the things that are on the new website. And so with that website overhaul, It's going to have teaching materials such as the ones that I just mentioned that are easier to locate. So all under one tab that has standards aligned, biology everywhere themed activities that either teachers can do in their classrooms or that people can do in a homeschool setting or just on the weekends with their kids. So this is something I've had a lot of parents ask me for as well. I also want to have a lot of just general content that's easier to locate. A lot of little snippets of biology everywhere content, such as what I had been using on social media. Again, this could be something that teachers go to pull from for ideas. It could also just be for general public to kind of come in who are interested and want to learn more. And so people who go to my website wanting to learn more. So as far as progress on the website overhaul, I have found someone to do the work who knows more about marketing and SEO and web design than I do. I know enough to get myself in trouble. And so we've been meeting fairly regularly over the last couple of weeks, coming up with the design, coming up with the content to include, how to include that content, how to make this library of teaching materials and resources, how to present the content so that it's easier to locate. So we're thinking about doing more of like a magazine kind of spread so that people can go and find the materials that they want to. So we've been through the initial brainstorming phase. We've been through the process of kind of going through a lot of my biology everywhere content and deciding what to put on the new website and how to put it there. And now the web builder is working on it, and then we're going to revisit this in a few months after she's had time to work on it, and probably revise it a little bit more before it goes live to everybody. Okay, so I think that's a summary of what I've been doing during the residency. I want to thank the funders for the support and SAI for giving me this opportunity. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of really great people. I'm excited about where Biology Everywhere is going in the future. Thank you so much.